chapter 16, verse 9. Holding fast to this view, these lost souls of feeble understanding of cruel deeds rise up as the enemies of the world for its destruction. The words itam drashtem are used meaning this view, and they refer to the perspective that was described in the last few verses. What is this perspective? Shankaracharya, I said it very nicely, that this is the Lokayatig, atheist perspective of the Chakrava, religious indifference school of thought. This is the perspective of atheists. In India, there has been the Charavaka, religious indifference school of thought. They clearly say that there is no such thing as the soul, there is no such thing as God, and there is no such thing as Swarg, heaven. They say that when the body dies, when the world dies, that nothing remains afterwards. Apno api dub gaya che dunya, kon hai apna kon paraya. The world will sink by itself, who is ours and who is not ours. They say that while we were there, then everything else was there. Yavat jivat sukam jive, runam krutya grutam pibe, bhashmi buttasya dehasya punagramam manam kutaha. Live happily while you are alive, never give up using ghee, clarified butter, take out loans and enjoy your life, because once this body has turned to ashes, then how is it going to come back? In short, they say that you should enjoy your life, because once your body turns into ashes, then it will not come back. Does anybody come and say that? My body has come back and I went there? This never happens. The Charvak, atheist school of thought, happened in India 1200 years ago. Said that you should enjoy your life and take out loans, and these people are not few in this world. The meaning of the word Javrak is worth understanding. It can be split into Charu, beautiful, and Vak, speech. Therefore, it is one whose speech is very beautiful. This is because those people who pull others towards material happiness do sales talk, because this is sales talk. They therefore have to keep their speech good. When you talk about spirituality, then many times they can go dry, can turn into a bouncer. One may not understand or thinks that it is their fault, and therefore becomes alert and stands like a thorn. All of this can happen, but those people who wish to sell material pleasures are certainly going to have nice speech. This is Charvak, atheist school of thought. It is said in this verse that holding fast to this view, these lost souls of feeble understanding of cruel deeds rise up as the enemies of the world for its destruction. The word nashtamana is used meaning one whose nature has become destroyed. The word alpa buddhya means one whose intellect is feeble. The word ahitaha is used showing that not only do they malign themselves, but they also malign everyone. Such are these people. These people are of cruel and frightening deeds and rise up as the enemies of the world for its destruction. What is this perspective? This perspective is one, and that is it. Yato ratna bhujyavayam. I want everything that is great in this world. When Sri Krishna speaks about it later, then I will write about it, but these people only think one thing, that I want everything that is great in this world. Yato ratna bhujyavayam. I want everything that is great in this world. These people think that everything that is good should be theirs. This is their attitude. A great example of this is Ravan. The meaning of the word Ravan is roti roticha, iti Ravan. One who himself cries and makes others cry is Ravan. When Shurpanka, Ravan's sister and demoness with long nails, came and said that Sita is the most beautiful woman in the world, Ravan had the thought in his mind that then she must be with me. While he did not get Sita, during that time Ravan himself cried and remained unsatisfied. And when he came, having kidnapped Sita, then he also made Ram cry. Ravan did not even become satisfied upon returning to Lanka, because Sitaji did not bow down to him. Poets have said it very nicely that Sita Ralak Palak Bhagna Hridev Swastona Lankeshwara. The sphere of Sita's beauty irritated his heart, and therefore the king of Lanka became unwell. Ravan was the king of Lanka, and yet he was still unwell. What was missing from his life? Such people are Nashtamanha and have their own natures destroyed. Shankaracharya says that this means that they have become corrupted by the instruments of the world beyond. Shankaranandaji says the intelligence of discrimination had been cordoned off and swayed by Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mada, Matsara, Ahimkar, desire, anger, greed, attachment, ignorance, jealousy and pride and egotism. This is the person who is Nashtamana and his nature destroyed. The Atma in Nashtamana means oneself. This is a person who becomes of such deeds, and because of such thoughts has destroyed himself. Atma, yeah, is not of the meaning of the soul and not of the meaning of the spirit, but is of the meaning of oneself. This person has dug a hole for himself to fall into thinking such low and impure thoughts. That is why the word nashtamanaha is used, meaning that they have destroyed their own natures. The word alpabuddhiya is used meaning one whose intellect is feeble and one who has limited intellect. If you look at the majority of people in the material world, then they are people with limited intellects. What is limited intellect? It's a person thinks and only looks at what does good for me now. This is all he looks at. He has no long perspective. He does not think that if I perform an action today, then what will be the consequence of it in 2 months? What will be the consequence of it in 6 months? And what will be the consequence of it after a year? What will happen after 5 years? And what movement will I get in the world beyond because of this action? He does not look at any of this and just thinks about doing something according to what he feels like at that moment. This is called a person who is alpabuddhiya, of a feeble intellect. They have no long perspective, and the people around them try to explain to them that if they perform this work within, this problem can arise. So how will they be able to face that problem? But this person ignores them and says that we will see about that later, but we should do this now. This is a person who is alpabuddhiya, of a feeble intellect. These are people who are rakshas, demons, and who have the attitude of asura, demons. They have no intelligence, do not take guidance from others, and neglect guidance that others give. People who do all of this are rakshas, demons. You will see that such people are like this in families and societies in nearby. They are alpabuddhiya, of a feeble intellect. We know that they are going to go and fall into a hole. We can clearly see this, and that is the direction of falling into a hole. But this person says, I'm only going to go in that direction. This is a person who is incorrigible. This is a person who is alpabuddhiya, of a feeble intellect. Shankaracharya has said that if the subject of their intellect is lowly objects, then this person is alpabuddhiya, of a feeble intellect. This person's intellect keeps playing in lowly objects. He said in Gujarat that Ekaj Indriyanu Jnana, the wisdom of only one intellect. Only one thing has been caught up by his mind. When this happens, then he never lets go of it. He would tell him not to do it, and that it is not right, but he thinks that he will only do this. He thinks that I will only do this no matter what happens. I will only do this. These people are asura, demons. In this verse, Sri Krishna says that they malign themselves and also cause detriment to others. These are asura, demons. Madhusudan Saraswati says that these people connect their intellect only with material enjoyments. Have you ever thought about why God has given this intellect to us? An animal does not have an intellect. How does an animal live? An animal lives according to his instincts. An animal lives through self-inspiration. No matter how hungry a cow is, if you put a mouse next to a cow, then the cow will not eat the mouse. The cow has never done a course on vegetarianism, and the cow has not read any articles. A cow has not become a member of any club. A cow hasn't done none of this. But a cow instinctively knows that we cannot eat this, and the matter is finished. But human beings have an intelligence, and there is a level even higher than this, and that is intuition. There is a difference between instinct and intuition. Through instinct, animals can only survive, whereas through intuition, a human being can develop. Only when a human being has developed, then his intuition becomes awakened. And when he begins to listen to this intuition, then not only does he further and further in the direction of development, but he also takes others as well. This is an intuitive force. It is a very big force. If God has given us such a great intellect, then what do asura demons use their intellect for? They use it only for material enjoyments, and that is it. These are only for objective happiness. I often find it very strange, and you are my close ones, so that is why I say it to you, that when you meet the marketing people in the world, in the whole fashion industry, then you see what intelligence these people have. They just bring one product, design, piece of clothing or style, and they have to give it to thousands of people, 5,000 people or even 1 million. They do so much planning for this and done so much studies of economics. They have so many contacts in the media, and powers of the intellect are used for only one thing, and that is to sell clothes. For example, there is the summer collection 2012. There you are so much power of intellect for this. And I ask a very simple question, that the clothes that I wore in summer 2011, how can I not wear the same clothes in summer 2012? What difference is there? If I want clothes in winter 2011, then why can I not wear those clothes in winter 2012? If a sweater has given me warmth in the winter of 2011, then can that same sweater not give me warmth in the winter of 2012? It can give me warmth, but how can it feel money in the other person's pocket? The other person wants his money, and therefore he makes efforts in order to brainwash the whole of society through the media. And these people are very intelligent in reality. If you know these people, then you will know. Some of my friends are in the media. They do so much studies with a lot of care. The new advertising patterns keep changing. Why? Only so their clothes can sell, their cars can sell, their furniture can sell, etc. These are people who are alpa buddhya, of a feeble intellect. They may perhaps have more than us, but yet the Gita says that these people are alpa buddhya, of a feeble intellect. This is because what is the goal of the intellect? Has God given us an intellect for this? One may say an argument that Bhupendrabhai, then people would just sit there doing nothing. Should everyone just sit there and keep reading the Gita if they have this intellect? How will the whole world work? I do not have the answer to this question at the moment, but I have a lot of doubts about whether these people are developing themselves. Shankar Nandaji says that people of alpa buddhi, of a feeble intellect, are those whose intellects are focused on the pleasures of the physical body. Their intellects are joined only with material objects. This is what people who are alpa buddhi are like. They do not know the soul that is separate from the body. Such are all of these people. They are alpa buddhi, of a feeble intellect. I'll say it again, that alpa buddhi is not about the quantity of the intellect, but about the direction in which the intellect is used. Otherwise, if you do a straightforward translation, then it will look as if it means people who have limited intellects. There's not people who limited intellects. This is because Rakshas demons have the best intellects of all. Did Ravan have a limited intellect? Ravan has given notes to the Vedas. When priests chant the Vedas, then you will see that the chanting of Datta, Anudatta, Udatta, and a way of doing it, because of which a whole atmosphere is created. All of these ways of chanting have been given by Ravan. Ravan has written such beautiful hymns about the worship of Shivji. He has written the Shiv Danda Strota. If you read it, then you will see the beauty of the words. Ravan was intelligent, but what use did he make of his intellect? This is why Sri Krishna says that he became an asura, demon. This is a person who is alpa buddhya, of a feeble intellect. This is a person who performs cruel and frightening deeds, such as violence, etc., that are against what is said in their scriptures. Sri Krishna says that such asura demons rise up as enemies of the world for its destruction. They are born in order to destroy the world. That is why such people are born. They destroy the world. Sri Krishna said in the 4th line of this verse that such asura demons rise up as the enemies of the world for its destruction. How do these people destroy the world? What are their activities like? God shows us in the next verse.